So I find myself sitting in the truck. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm gross, it's nasty. Anyway, I got the trailer back there. Right there, you can see it. I had to run down to the campground where the trailer's been sitting for about the last, 3 weeks, a month and a half. And I'm getting ready to take it down to get some work done. Not a big deal, I don't mind. We're just replacing some slide motors. It's all recall. But as I'm getting ready to pull out of the campground, I stumble on this. What we see here is a very large fifth wheel. It's nice. Hooked up to a very nice F350, but you're gonna notice he's blocking the road. He's tearing down. Tear down can take a while. So, I'm stuck. I'm waiting. I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything. I just have to wait for this other gentleman to finish doing what he's doing, and it could be a while, so we'll see. Update from the future, because those might be a thing during this video. So this gentleman that we just saw, who was just chilling, doing his thing, he wasn't tearing down, and he wasn't setting up. He was just parked there, where you probably shouldn't be parking. Anyway, so he finally, noticed me, possibly, or I don't know what was running through his head, but he noticed me and he came out and he picked up and he moved, and I was able to leave. I was only sitting there for maybe, 6 or 7 minutes, but it looked like he was busy. But yeah, that's the update from the future.
You know what else is from the future?
What else is from the future?
We don't have the chairs or the food from the RV, which they're keeping now for...
They don't know that yet.
2 weeks. Well, it's the future.
That's foreshadowing.
But it's the future.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Well, good morning. It's the next day. I got some hair action going on here. Gotta love that. Getting ready to drop down to General RV and gonna have them take a peek at it and see if we can get that slide taken care of. So let's go see if we can throw ourselves in some traffic. That'll be fun. Made it out to General RV, and there is a line of people. Everybody's getting their stuff fixed today. But we made it safely, and our repair appointment's coming up, so standing by to stand by. Well, this has proven to be an adventure. We're getting ready to complete the drop-off. I'm going to go inside, remote work for the rest of my work day, and they're going to pop the slide out, do what they do, and hopefully we'll be done this afternoon. So we are waiting. Well, we're disconnected, and that's cool. And I'm parked here ready to pull out. I got folks behind me, but there's the truck. So getting out's going to prove to be difficult. Oh, look at that. It's all sorts of fancy. You know what we call that? That's a portable office. Oh, hey. And I brought the internet with me. Oh, parking lot walking is a thing. So while I am remote working today at an alternate site, because I have actually gotten a whole lot of work, I have a lunch break. And what am I going to do on that lunch break? Well, I could go into town and get me some food, but I've decided instead to walk the parking lot. So it's hot, it's sunny, and it's really nice outside, but a little bit of water, a little bit of time in a parking lot. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna make some good choices over this lunch hour. Then I'm gonna go right back to work. It's gonna be great. I had a couple of minutes between meetings, and it takes a lot of fuel to get down here, and it's gonna take a lot of fuel to get home. So we stopped, grabbed some fuel, and I'm getting back to my work area here per quick, because I got a meeting in, I don't know, 25 minutes. So, fuel and a meeting. All right, truck is fueled, got my bag, going back to work. Well, my work day is over, so that's pretty cool, but we're still an hour or two out from having the repair complete. So we're walking. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't mind the walking. The walking's actually really good for me, but that's where we're at. Well, that was a less than ideal series of events. After sitting at the RV place for a little over 4.5 hours, my service manager finally comes to me and says, "Mr. Anderson, we have a problem." So they got everything taken apart, and they put the new rails on, and they realized the new rails didn't quite fit. And so they're like, well, this isn't right. We ordered the right set. So they get a hold of Grand Design, and Grand Design tells them, oh, yeah, those ones didn't always work, so we have this other set that you need to order. Well, crud, what do we do? So they got the new set on order, and we're looking at 2 weeks before they'll be here and before they can be installed. So we're in a holding pattern. Now, what this is going to do for me is now I can't, go camping for the rest of the month. And so now I'm working with my local campground to say, hey, this long-term spot we've been sitting in, can I get a refund? Because I can't use it. So we're waiting to hear back from them to get that taken care of. But that's the update. That's where we're at. Through the power and magic of video editing, I bring you an update from the future to the present. So, after we contacted the campground and explained what happened, we said, hey, can we get a refund? And they said, well, hey, funny story. We never charged you. So, no, but yes. So, we basically canceled the long-term site that we were in. They didn't charge us. We kept the money. And our camping season for now is over. But we're realizing we prefer camping in the fall anyway. So, end of September, beginning of October, somewhere in there, we're going to fire up our next camping season. So for the time being, at least the next 2 weeks, the camper is sitting down at General RV where it's waiting on parts. And we're going to go off and go do different things. So camping's done for now, but not necessarily a bad thing. So anyway, that's the update from the future. So we've already covered how the trailer didn't really shake out today. So we came home and now it's time for dinner. So we did something awesome for dinner. More specifically, Andrea did something awesome for dinner. We broke out the panini press and a couple of pans. Ooh, look at that. And Andrea made steak and cheese paninis and
Clear hibachi clear soup.
Hibachi clear soup with the mushrooms and the green onions and the not green onions. Mm-hmm. And it turned out great. Oh man, did we think the story was over? Yes. But was it? No. The story was not over. I had to call up General RV a day or two later, because it's been a couple of days, and I had to ask a question, because I needed to get some chairs out of the trailer, because we have a party coming up. And while talking to them, I asked the question, hey, is this thing plugged in? And they said, no. Why? I said, well, I have a freezer in there, and that freezer has food. And they're like, oh, no, it's not. To which I said, well, crud. So I just drove 2 hours south, and I am here at the General RV again, because you can see the RVs in the background there. And they're bringing the rig around for me so that, one, I get the chairs out of it that I need, but two, so that I can clean the meats and the fruits and the vegetables out of the fridge and freezer, and the 15 pounds of ice. The last thing, water is a trailer's worst enemy, and 15 pounds of ice defrosting in a freezer
in the 102-degree Virginia summer heat. It's not a good recipe for a good time. In fact, that's very bad juju. So that's what I'm down here doing is I gotta get the food and the ice out because not a mess I want to deal with.
Well, that was just nuts. I got in there, and after getting the chairs, I went in and took a look at the freezer. Solar power was doing what solar power does. Everything was still frozen, which is great. I got the ice. I mean, I did what I had to do. I finished the job that I came out here for, but solar power did what solar power does. That was a way better result than I ever could have hoped for. So, there we go.